Welcome back to another reading. Now look, this is an oracle card, pick a card reading. I'm going to pick a bunch of cards. I'm going to read them to you, and this reading is for you. Thank you for being here. You've traveled so far to be in this moment in time, to be in front of this reading. The reading is absolutely for you. I'm filming it for you. You're the only one that's important here. It's just the way it is. Think about this. There's nobody else watching this from that space where you live inside yourself, that spiritual space, that observation tower that you are looking through your eyes from, looking through your heart from, looking through all of the emotional experiences you've had in the past, looking through all of the events that you've logged in, all the actions you've taken, all the relationships you've had, all the jobs you've worked at, all the things you wrote down, all the times that you believed, and all the things that you felt deceived in. All of this has made up a special lens that you're looking through right now. This reading, my friend, is absolutely for you. The miracle of life. So good. Oh, God. So we got the miracle card. This is a beautiful thing. The first message is know that you are the miracle. You're the miracle of life. Your personal life is a set of details that is unmatched, unrepeated by any other living soul on this world. There's 7 billion people here right now. There's been 108 billion people that have walked the earth. You are a miracle. Oh my God. There is not another like you. Now look, that means that in your relationship, when you pause and breathe and get calm, you get into that quiet space and you talk honestly and mindfully about what you love, about what you're excited about. When you share honestly in your relationships, that information and that emotion that comes through is unmatched. It is almost as if you bring into the world, like it shows here in the card, the miracle of love and light. It is like that. Look, you can see the woman in the card coming out of the tree. Why? Why is the tree cut down? That looks bad, Brian. It's all cut and chopped down. Don't chop down trees. Save the environment. We're not talking about that. Look, this is a spiritual card reading. This is for your spiritual space. It's not always literal, and it's not always about your personal details. Those are things you choose up here from your spiritual reality. And then they start to be the things that you experience out in your personal world. You are the author, you are the chooser and the voter of your future. Now look, the tree represents, this cut down tree just represents our personal life, our personal self of all the stuff we've been through. It's saying like, what a miracle it is that we can just cut that down and just put it aside. Not that we don't value it. What we mean by put it aside is yesterday, the day before, the week before, the year before. All those times, all those events are really getting cut down. They die. They are not who we are. We are living beyond those labels of what we were in the past. If in the past you were somebody who, I don't know, you lied, and that sucks, and they called you a liar, liar, well, pants on fire. Look at that fire burn now, bright, that miracle that you are. Of course we're on fire. We're on fire because we're passionate and we are moving emotion and ideas into the world. So sometimes, all right, fine, I felt like I had to lie, all right? I felt like I had to withhold this from you, right? I felt like if I told you, you would leave. I felt like if I told you, you would hate me. I felt like if I told you, I would lose something dear to me, some part of my tree, maybe a branch. Maybe part of the trunk of the tree would get cut off. Maybe I felt like I couldn't say something in my relationship because the other person would just give up. I told myself a story that they would walk out. And maybe they would walk out. Maybe they will walk out if I reveal that. But either way, the tree being cut down is showing us that we don't have to be controlled by the labels, by our past. We can cut that down. We can get to who we really are, the heart of it, the heart mind of the tree. That heart cave that's buried inside, this white light spiritual being. And we can go there and we can say, let me move forward in my life. Let me be honest with people around me. And let me use my okayness of who I am to let people know why I behave certain ways. And if we do that, we're going to really let go of the stuff that might be holding us back from being this bright light. Now, I'm not saying you should go and tell other people things that you've done that would be hurtful to them. Oh, don't say that. Don't do that. What we want to do really is, if we find that we're behaving in a way that is, less than ideal for us, we want to pause and meditate, get calm, maybe do some writing about it, realize that we want to change our own ways. We want to amend these things so we don't keep repeating them, right? For example, I'm a recovered drug addict. So I know I've done a lot of stuff in the past. Now, I'm not going to go tell every little detail of every little thing that I did to my spouse or my employer. I'm not going to tell them every little detail, because the devil is in the details on some of these things. Now, if they pressed me and they wanted me to, I would go deeper. But I won't want to tell them every little detail, because that information and that emotional experience might be painful or hurtful to them. So I want to be discerning. I want to go up and discern. I don't want to be impatient and just feel guilty about something and tell them every single thing just to clear my conscience, just to go up and clear my conscience. No. I want to be patient, and I want to be considerate of what the other person might think or feel if I share a certain thing with them. So, we're talking about the meaningful, important relationships in our life, our marriages, right? Our siblings, right? We want to be able to be honest with these people. These are the people that are the closest to us. These are the people that make it the most difficult for us to be emotionally and mentally vulnerable with, because we are afraid, perhaps, that they will see us in a dark light, or they will leave us, or we won't get what we want out of it. Whatever the reason, don't be impatient, is what the reading is saying. With the things that we've done in the past, we can clean them up a certain way and then be able to get back on track. Now, the miracle card also, look, it is really a cut down tree, and that looks bad. It's like, oh no, what happened? Did I lose myself? Did I lose something in my life? No. The cut down tree just is telling us, hey, get ready, because you're going to be reborn day by day by day, moment by moment by moment. What does that mean? That means that the outer things don't matter so much as the inner spiritual light of knowing who you are. And that way you can kind of grow new branches, grow new trunks of anything that you really prefer. That is the miracle of creation. It's really faith. Faith is the substance of what we're hoping for. We form it first up here as a mental picture, and then we feel it like it's real, then we let go of it, and that seed of that mind seed really goes out into the world and grows. So, you are a miracle. You don't need your tree only, your one little tree. See, it's showing that you are expanding to be able to get free of your own personal life and get into this spiritual dimension where you can affect a lot more people and where you can really relate as this wispy spiritual entity that can kind of fly around and go anywhere that she prefers. So you can go and you can meet people where they're at on their trees. You can go and say, wow, your tree is kind of cool. You can take an interest in somebody who's, maybe someone's writing a book, right? And you take an interest in them. You're like, what are you doing? They're like, I'm writing a book. And you're like, oh my gosh, you're writing a book. You go to their tree, you look at their fruit, you take a bite of their fruit. Tell me a little bit about your book. What's your book about? You take a little nibble. It's so sweet when you ask other people what their passion fruit is all about. And you take a little nibble of that and you digest it and you get some of that in you. So this is just showing us the miracle of life, that you are a free spirit. Yes, you have your own personal life, but we're living beyond those labels and roles also. So we want to tend to our own life, of course. That means that we want to show up for the relationships that we have made commitments to, and we want to consider how we are bringing that spiritual food into those relationships. You see, because when we travel out to other trees or we talk with other people about their interests, then what happens is sometimes the people around us can feel a sense of insecurity. They're like, oh, what are you doing talking to that person? Why are you going over there and being with those people? I want you to spend more time with me. Well, let's look at this. If we just spent, I have to look at this in my own relationships. If I just spent all my time with one other person, what's that all about? We're not going to have any of that new stuff that we go out. We go out as that free spirit to visit the other trees in the community. That means we go and we do certain experiences and activities that we do by ourselves, that we don't do with our significant other, or that we're not doing with, our children or whatever. We don't do everything with one person except ourselves. So we take ourselves out, we go and we get new experiences, and then we can bring them back. We can bring them back to our relationships, to our mates, to our closer friends, to whoever.
Shh! Brian doesn't know this, but I'm filming this and putting this right into the video at this point. Look, the devil's in the details. So we want to be careful, not careful, mindful and discerning. That when we go out on our little adventures, we go to our jobs, we go and we talk with our other friends, outside of our relationships, with our significant others. We want to be careful, not careful, but mindful. Not to share every single detail to create a sense of insecurity in our relationships. No. Instead, when we go out on these adventures, we're collecting the good spiritual food, and we're really getting connections with what we love, and we're having other experiences with other people that are helping us understand ourselves more and expand ourselves more. Then when we come back into our closer relationships, we're not really coming back with all the details. We're coming back with the light, an expansion of our ability to love and bring light into our most closest, most precious personal relationships, those with our significant others, those with our family, those with our children. Shh, don't tell Brian I was here.
Ourselves. So we take ourselves out, we go and we get new experiences, and then we can bring them back. We can bring them back to our relationships, to our mates, to our closer friends, to whoever. And that is this beautiful cycle of life. That's why this tree is cut down. It's saying, don't just stay in that one place. Go out, take an interest in other people and situations. See the joy. That's what the yellow is. Collect their joys. Hey, you're writing a book. Hey, you're working on a song. What are you doing? What? Oh my God, are you kidding? How do you ski? I don't ski. What's that like? Someone asked that of me because me and my son have been skiing a lot. So look, go out and collect experiences, the miracle card shows. Come back and bring them into the relationships that you're in and share them openly and show them how it relates to you and your partner, for example, so that insecurity can go away. Let them know, like, oh my God, like I'm out there talking to this person who's writing a book, like they're a lunatic, but their ideas about the book are great. See? You can downplay the people around you in a funny way to eliminate the insecurities that your spouse or your employer, whoever you feel like is feeling like insecure because you're going and sharing your time with others. You can come back and you can tell them how much you value them and how you are going out like a little free spirit to bring back good stuff for the relationship. And that's really what we're doing, is we are roaming around the world free, as free agents of God, free spirits of God. We are collecting information. That's what the big hippo is, rhino is here, is this purple wisdom, okay? It's purple wisdom, the crown chakra. We collect all this wise stuff from other people by having spiritual conversations or friendly conversations with others, by taking an interest in them. And then what happens is we can sleep like a little baby at night because we know our motives are pure. We know we have integrity. We know that what we're doing with these other people is not hurting the relationship we're in. For example, if we're in a marriage and we're talking with other people, we're not doing anything wrong. We are like, what? We're collecting good stuff and bringing it back to the relationship. That way we can get other needs met. Needs that maybe the spouse is not like always wanting to be there to talk about this, that, and the other, especially if it's stuff we're interested in that they, have their own interests. Maybe that we're not meeting on that. So look, we go out, we collect this wisdom, we have these new experiences, and then we sleep like little babies because we're doing the right thing. We have integrity. And we come back into that space. That green space is the forest of our own inner relationships, our own closer relationships. And when we're there, we find forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for the other, because we see them in a new way, because we're refreshed and changed by going out and exploring other things, by following our own passions, by meeting other people. Then the insecurities go away. They go away. It's so good. Think about this. So important, this reading. A prophet is not welcome in their own city. What does that mean? That means that we can't always share all of the good stuff that we are having revealed to us to our spouse, I'm not saying we should keep things from our mates, from our closest people, no. From our parents, from our husbands and wives, no. I'm just saying that sometimes they are not able to receive what we are putting down because it's just the way it is, my friend. That wisdom that you bring is meant to be shared bigger than just one person. It's supposed to go out into the world. And you can see that other people are talking about the wise things, wisdom that you're bringing. You overcome the world, okay, by knowing that you are the miracle, right? You can see that she's got out of her tree place, and she's grown into that spiritual space represented by the dove. And now she's doing good works for God. She's bringing the light back into the world for people to be talking about. And look, that's them talking again. There's the tree. The tree's talking with other trees. That's you talking with other people. This is all about spiritual friendship. This is about spiritual living. This is about living beyond the roles and the labels of, who we are. This is an important reading. Think about it. Have you woken up spiritually? Do you have a spiritual life that you are living in with spiritual friends and spiritual relationships? Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to be leaving your regular relationships. Why? They're spirits inside of selves too. It's all about working together to be able to bring in this healing, to bring in this bigger space of communication for light, to bring the miracle back home. And you can do that. Oh, let's look at another card. Creation. There it is. So there you are, creating by that tree. You come back to the tree of your relationship after you go back out and you bring in the new light. And look how it's a white tree. It's like a blank canvas there. So you can write new stuff on the relationship. So this whole reading, really, to sum it up, is as convoluted as this reading might have sounded to you, it really is all about having a spiritual life, okay? That means that you're not just a self in the world that is bound to living as a 9-to-5 job, as a certain label, and if you're a nurse or if you're a doctor or if you're a book writer or whatever these labels are, you're not just that. You are up and out of that, and you are able to be that miracle who can go out and talk to other people, be talking with other people, sharing everything good that you know. And as you come back with your new experiences, your wisdom will come back into the relationship. It'll heal the insecurities, and it will bring all that new stuff into play. So good. Yeah, this reading, I don't feel very well put together for this reading, but you know what? So what? This reading is what it's supposed to be. There you go. Have faith, Brian. Have faith that what is going on is what is just fine for what you were supposed to hear today. And so that's a tough one. I wonder if I'll publish this. I guess we'll find out. Now look, that's what we were saying early on, is that faith is that assurance of what we're hoping for, the assurance of what we know up here. And if you're going to live as a spiritual being, you're going to have to put yourself down for a moment, and you're going to have to take on your true identity as that spirit behind yourself. That's what it's all about. Help other people to wake up spiritually, then they're going to have much smoother interactions with themselves and with others. That's the reading for today. Please subscribe to the channel. Be a part of this spiritual connection. I'm your spiritual friend. I'd like to be. Maybe you'll choose me as one. That's great. Take care. The reason we can be spiritual friends is because I don't expect anything from you. You don't expect anything from me other than just, putting out the information, and you do what you do with it. That's how it is. Have fun, friends. Ooh, what a vulnerable little, messy little reading I gave. I don't feel well put together, but you know what, Brian? Don't leave on that note. Pull another card. So what if you didn't make a perfect video? Do I ever? No, dude, you don't. In fact, there's always issues. But so what? It's not about being perfect or not perfect. It's about participation, not perfection. And this was an important video. It doesn't mean that my next video about this type of a topic won't be better. But I had the courage, I'm having the courage to publish this, right? And it is that bright yellow joy. I have joy in making these videos and in sharing the things that are coming to me, and in being a card reader. And so look, here's that green heart chakra that's opening up for all of us. So what? Yeah, I got to crack out of this hard space of, I'm not good enough. I don't do good enough videos for people. Who cares, dude? You do this stuff. It's going to be fine. You move on. There's only one of 180 videos on the channel anyway, and you should look at some of my first ones. Anyhow, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for supporting this channel, for being a part of my spiritual connection and spiritual experience in life. I see clearer now what I need to do. Oh, I see clearer. Clear seeing, clairvoyance, clairvoyant. Oh, that's goody good. Thank you so much for being a part of all of this. Take care.